Hello everybody, my name is Aceface, hope you guys are all doing well. I am in the T6 Abyss again, here facing off against some sleeper cruisers. Time to deploy the T2 drones. Okay.
To give the command to a drone requires you to have an active target.
Upholders and sentinels. These guys almost neutered me out when I was using the sacrilege the other week. I think I'm going to approach these extraction nodes right here. I feel like my Valkyries are not doing so much damage to this upholder right here. Strange. Okay, now he's starting to do damage. I felt like that initial armor pool was just staying there for a while. It might be... Oh, I see why. It might be that there's a tachyon cloud here, so they were missing a lot. Because that's an issue I've had with the mutated drones, is that they were missing a lot as well. I don't know if they fixed it, because I've heard that there was some fix to them. But I think it could be that they've got like a bit of nerfs with the mutation of the mutaplasmid, that they get like a bad range or something. But having a good drone range can make a big difference. Oh, 11 million in an extraction. No, that's actually a sentinel over here. Take out the neuting guys. Then the neuting Scylla guys. Nope. Back in the day, I used to worry a lot about these warp scramblers. Not anymore. I used to use an MWD Gila for T5 electric. So nowadays, it's the Afterburner variant I go for. So it's just like, okay, completely don't have to think about warp scramblers. It's funny how...
A module has run out of charges.
How my perspective on the Abyss has changed a lot, because I remember the warp scramblers being like, what? No, I have to be really careful. Like, it was the worst thing to see, because they could properly catch me. I mean, I could tank a lot, but they would still not be nice, because they would completely make me, like, still. I could not move at all. I would be just brute force tanking everything. Not speed tanking anything at all. Oh, speaking of brute force tanking, my drone's there having to take a lot of damage. Okay, take this group over here. A strong recommendation to put your drones into like individual groups like here, so you can just instantly deploy them like this, the ones that are not damaged. Have we got minus 70% or minus 50%? Oh, minus 50%. I feel like I've been on a streak of minus 50% gamma abysses, because they should be less likely or a bit rarer to spawn in the T6. It's more the 70%. When you go to like T4s and T5s, you should get more 50% and over 70%. But I've been getting a lot of 50% recently in the T6s, and it's not nice to see, because you've got the time being a big factor here in these sites. So having them not being minus 70% is just going to make everything go a lot slower. I thought initially when T6 was going to come out that they were going to have, instead, because of in T4 and T5, you can have minus 50% or minus 70% of the certain resistance. So I was thinking when T6 Abyss, like I just heard it come out, I was just expecting it to be minus 70% or minus 90%. I don't know why, I just thought that it was going to be the case, but it wasn't the case. But it would make it so that like it would go quicker, because you would have very low resists. But it would also make tanking being a bit of a problem as well, because our resists then would be quite low of a certain damage type. And if you had something like, I don't know, maybe a rogue drone battlecruiser doing a pure damage type, because those rogue drone battlecruisers, they do pure damage. You got the strike guys doing kinetic, blast guys doing pure explosive damage. Like they do very raw types of damage types, unlike a rogue drone battleship, which does kinetic and thermal, I think. So it's a bit of a mix right there. But if you have like one that's really low, it might take a lot of damage. It can be a bit scary. It might even be like to the point where, now the Gila obviously has really good resists otherwise when it comes to its shield, but otherwise if the resist was so low, you might as well almost go for polarized fit. But polarized fit on a Gila would be really weird, because I mean the missiles are not the main damage source. It's the drones right here. I wonder if you could use polarized drones. That'd be quite cool. You could have it as like a mutaplasmid to make your drones polarized. It'll make your ship have no shields, but really powerful drones. I think it would get very complicated though, because like, what if your drones get destroyed? Or if you like disconnect from your drones, I mean, will it then still keep the buff or the nerf to your shield resists active? Maybe it will until you redock or something. I think it'll be a little bit more complicated than just simply having the modules equipped as like a launcher, for example. But I mean, you could have polarized heavy assault missiles. It would be definitely possible. Okay, Drain and Marshal the Spyro Troop. We're going to go with Augmenteds. Best for the Concord waves. Oh, he's got no shields at all. I don't know if they've changed the thing with the Edencom waves, but I think they've changed it so that they have no shields at all whatsoever. Should lock up some of these marker guys over here. There we go. Because these guys will just make everything apply a lot more since we've got a bunch of missile-based ships here. We've got so much tank, and we just got one Marshal, so I'm just going to charge straight in since I'm not too worried about the incoming damage. And then we'll go for these Enforcers over here, and actually we'll go for the Thunder Child because he will recharge his shield if we just keep letting him go on like that. And we need to keep moving. Come on, Gila, move please. Where is the Biadaptive? Yeah, there it is. Okay, are we being tracking disrupted? Because we're at the borderline, 30 kilometer. Yeah, we had the 33 kilometer range right there, so we will not be tracking disrupted. Otherwise, you can waste a lot of DPS when you're getting tracking disrupted. It's happened many times, and many times people have commented on the video saying, "Oh, his face, why are you shooting? You're not even in range." Oh, you see that? It's going to explode. It's quite a cool explosion right there. So if you're like not in range fully of your missile, just going to waste a lot of DPS and ammunition as well. It's quite unfortunate, and especially when if you still don't hit with the rapid lights, it can be quite tragic because you've got that really long reload time. So if you just waste your whole clip on something for nothing, then you notice suddenly that, oh wait, I have to reload now and I've not done any damage, and then it feels really like you've been taking a big punch because you're like lost a ton of that DPS, since you're going to have to go on that reload time as well. Keep it range 500. It'll just sit still right here because there's nothing really that can challenge our damage. I think I want to take out these Skybreakers though. Those guys can be annoying because they will do a lot of damage to our drones. They can, however, do a bit, help us a bit. You sort of took a bit of damage to that. Yeah, you see that? It's bouncing off to his friends, this guy. Oh, that's quite funny. Seeing him do a bit of friendly fire right there. Oh. Pop him right there. And pop him right there. As soon as these shields are down, they have no HP. These Skybreakers, they really have no HP in this, in everything else but the shields. Mark Enforcer. Right. Once it happened when I was doing I think it was a T6 Firestorm. Once. It was quite a long time ago. I was trying to get T6 Firestorms to work. They can work. The thing is, it's quite difficult because you really have to have a good tank. You can use a dual shield booster fit. I saw Gustav Manfred, he was using a dual shield booster fit, and I made sort of a variant of that. But the issue is, when you've got a dual shield booster fit, you have so good HP per second, but your buffer is really bad. Furthermore, you're not going to get like a good buffer like you would in a gamma sight. You're just having the default shield resist. Then you'll only have, since you're using dual shield boosters, you'll only get one multispectrum, so your buffer is going to be really bad. So this makes you very susceptible to like wrecking shots by Kirby's Tyrannus, and then still it will take a long time to complete because you're getting increased armor HP there. So like armor based ships are going to take a long time to get through, and the tracking of hammerheads are really crap, and they often will take a lot of damage because their armor won't repair the same way you've got the shields repairing on the Valkyries. So overall, it's a very tough filament to do, the T6 Firestorm. Really tough. I wouldn't recommend it because I feel like unless you're hyper focused and have crazy fully maxed bling. I mean, I've even got maxed bling right here, but like maybe you could even have like officer or whatever. I still think that you can get into hairy situations at times, and it's not nice to see. And especially since, I mean, the ISK per sight is the same about as a gamma, and I feel like gammas are a lot more reliable than the Firestorms, even though the gammas can get hairy at times when it comes to time. Like this wave right here is really bad when it comes to time because they're horrible. These full sleeper cruiser waves right here take forever to do. You can see, even just check here, we started at like 10 minutes. You can see how long or how quick we're going to be here, how well we'll be able to do this. Oh look, we're taking a lot of damage from some explosive thing. I don't know what that was, because I didn't know that these guys do explosive damage. But the point I was trying to make is that I did once a Firestorm sight, long story short, and I encountered a lot of those Enforcers we saw before, and there were a ton of them, and I thought that, oh, the Marshals, they do the most damage, right? So I just ignored the Enforcers and just went for like, there was like one or maybe two Marshals, like not so many Marshals. So I went for the Marshals, and then all these Enforcers accumulated on me, and they have heavy assault missiles, so they're not going to do much damage until they get on top of you. And what do you know? They got on top of me, and they had like full markers and webifiers. So they had target painters and webifiers, They did full application with the heavy assault missiles, and my shields went down so low, and even into armor, I had to overheat both boosters and shield boosters and shield hardener and the shield hardener, and put like some extra boosters, drugs in to get out of that. It was very close, and it felt very scary. I went to one of these extraction nodes, and that's how the enforcers got on top of me, because I had to like slow down a bit to get for that extraction node. And then when I like slow down a bit and to get the loot like we're doing now,
module has run out
why am I
of
going
charges.
so slow? Oh, it's because we've got a bunch of webifiers. Would you look at that? Then they got on top of me, and it was not a nice day. I managed to survive though, but it felt very scary having your 6 billionist Gila come close to getting obliterated. So the moral of the story is not to underestimate those enforcers. They can be very tough at times. Just want to be a little bit careful. The Marshal is a bit of a quick wave, but it also is a very explosive wave. And quite literally, with all the missiles they have in there, a lot of explosions go down. We're using the Augmenteds. I mentioned this a lot, but Augmenteds have the most amount of DPS, and it makes it that then we have the pure damage type, which is, or not pure damage type, the non-pure damage type, which doesn't really matter because they've anyway got really low resists. But 829 DPS, I thought we had more DPS than this with the Augmenteds. I'm a bit surprised right here. I'll just test something. 829. Let's see now. 829. How much DPS do we have when we deploy these mutated ones? 864? No. I thought we had more DPS with the Augmenteds. 829, would you look at that? I must have been not paying at all attention, because I thought that we had more DPS. This will be a lot better, because even though the resist don't play a big role, it still will play a tiny bit of a role, because these will have 0 explosive and they will do some kinetic. So I think the mutated will actually be quite good. The question though is if the application will be good. That is a big thing. But okay, I did not know that. That's a new lesson learned right there. We learn new things in the Abyss every single day. The mutated drones that I've got are rolled good enough to be better than the Augmenteds.
A module has run out of charges.
I did not know that. I did not know that. We can maybe even check the info right here just to double check this. Super DPS. And we go on the damage modifier. And damage modifier. I wonder if the hit is the same. 32. 32 damage, okay. But the damage modifier is more. Look at that. 37. 36. Okay. Then what is even the point that we're going with the Augmenteds? That is a good question, actually. Is it even worth to go with Augmenteds anymore? But it seems like the application is good. We're getting smashing shots, so I think it's good. We could maybe try... I'm not sure how good it would be, but we could maybe try rolling some Augmenteds. I did have some Augmenteds that were rolled a long time ago, but they weren't applying too well. But I don't know, maybe they might have fixed it. I heard that there are some fixes that have been going on to mutated drones, but... I think that these though are really good because we've got the pure damage type here, so we're going to do a tiny bit extra DPS because of how they've got 0% explosive resist. Tiny bit extra, not a lot, but tiny bit extra. This is great to see right here. I mean, a room almost completed in 5 minutes. That is good. I mean, we wasted a lot of time mixing around with the drones as well. I mean, the reason I'm doing that, I would not usually do that, but we had time to spare. We have time to spare, that's why I'm being a little bit complacent right here. We're getting misses. Let's see now. Hits, misses. Hits, hit. No, medium, misses. Hits, smashes, okay. When you see smashes shots, okay, misses again. Glances off, not so good. Misses again. I know why we're missing. We're in a tachyon cloud. Silly me!
A module has run out of charges.
We do not need to be in these tachyon clouds because it's going to make my drones not do any damage at all because everything is flying away at 3 kilometers a second. Well, these guys here are going pretty slow, but otherwise it's not going to be a good time for everything else. Time is 6 minutes now. We would have done this quite a bit quicker if we had paid more attention or been a bit more focused to begin with, but I wanted to demonstrate a bit of the damage of the drones. But that's very fun to know. Very fun to know. My mutated drones do more damage than the augmenteds. I might try rolling some more T2s. I think that the T2s are really great to roll. Let's see now. Exigent, I think that's what they're called. Exigent medium firepower, 72 million. So this is like minimum price per drone. And then I had to do multiple rolls to get good attributes. Okay, 3.5 minutes. Now the time is not looking too good. Considering that we were not doing much at times, I think it's still pretty good. But 72 million per drone is, I mean, it's no joke. It's no joke. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, when you are earning, I mean, 400 million ISK an hour, it's not too bad for the little extra damage increase you get, which is quite necessary to get through these sites smoothly. Otherwise, it's I mean, it's quite expensive. But I think I might try going for some better augmented drones because I didn't know that, and the application seemed to be good. I mean, we weren't attacking on Cloud half the time either, and we were still applying, so it seemed like it's pretty decent right there. Okay, so that's enough farming for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.